All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at doing all these fun interest formulas with the calculator on the computer. Now, many of you don't want to go out and buy a scientific calculator, which is absolutely fine. I'm here to show you how to do all this fun stuff for free. And free is a word that we all like. First off, we're going to look at a compounding statement where we have $10,000 as our principal rate, what we're putting into our loan. The interest rate is going to be 1% or 0.01 as a decimal. Time is 10 years and it is compounded monthly. So this is the formula written in green that you're going to use. This is from your textbook. It looks kind of nasty, but we'll walk through how to do this on the calculator. And I just went ahead and I filled in the P, the R, the N, and the T from the data or the numbers that were given to me. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up my Windows calculator so you can see what we're going to do. The first thing I'm going to do, now I will warn you, unfortunately I cannot make the calculator any larger. It just won't let me. The first thing I'm going to do is put my calculator in scientific view. So up on the view, I am going to go down to scientific. That's going to give me some more options. It's going to expand the calculator out a little bit. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 0.01 and divide by 12. Easy enough to do on the calculator, right? Most of you are okay with dividing. 0.01 divided by 12. And I'm going to cheat. And because I don't like that number, it's got the E in there, which is just not a nice number to deal with. What that really means is 3 zeros and then the 8.33. That's scientific notation. I'm just going to go ahead and add 1 to it right away so I can get that out of there. Okay, so now we have $10,000 times 1.12383, and most of you can also multiply using the calculator. 12 times 10 is 120. The big problem comes when we have to do this exponent. How do we do this exponent? Now this means take that number in the parentheses and multiply it 120 times. Probably not something you want to do by hand. But never fear, you can actually do this on your calculator by hitting the button that's X to the Y. It's kind of in the middle. It's 2 to the left of the number 4. It's an X with an exponent Y. And I'm going to hit that button. I've still got the number 1.000833 in there, which is good because a lot of your MMLs say in their instructions, please do not round until the very end. So I'm just going to keep it all on my calculator. I did the 0.01 divided by 12. I added 1. Now I'm going to hit that X to the Y and hit the 120 and hit the equal sign. Okay. Now I am going to round when I write it down because I'm not going to write that all down. 1.11. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm then going to lastly multiply by the 10,000 out in front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do times 10,000. And I'm going to have $11,051.25. Now remember, $11,051, now I can't remember, and 25 cents. Remember, rounding money is always rounded to 2 decimal places, and they tell you on the MML not to round until the very end because rounding in between will result in a different final response. If you round that 1.00083 to the number 1, you're actually going to come out with $10,000 at the end, which is not what we want. So what we want to do is we want to keep all those decimal places in there just like I showed you. Now, what if you come down to something where it's called continuously compounded? Okay. Continuously compounded makes use of this formula right here. It's got that letter E, which is a constant, kind of like pi, and it's got that letter E in there. Now, that letter E is not on your Windows calculator. You don't see it on there. You could look for it on there. If there's a way to do it, man, let me know because I haven't figured it out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use a free web calculator. I don't want you guys to have to go out and spend 10 or 15 bucks on a calculator for 2 problems or 3 problems. So there's several of them out there. If you Google scientific calculator, you're going to come up with all kinds of things. what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this calculator right here, web2.ocalc.com. I will include that link as well in the email I send you. Before I use that, I'm just going to do a quick zero point 0.01 times 10. I'm actually using the same numbers I used before. I'm just changing it to compounded monthly to compounded continuously. Oh, and I wanted to put 0.1. Now, this is what the calculator looks like if you go to that website. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the button here that says e to the x 0.1, and then I'm going to hit the, oh, I hit too many decimal places. Dang. Okay, let me try that again. E to the x 0.1, and then I'm going to hit the equal sign, and it's going to give me the number, and then I can go ahead and I can keep all those numbers right in there just like you did before, and multiply by 10,000. I'm going to double check, make sure I got all my zeros in there. I did. You'll see that it's not a whole lot different than the other method. I'm going to end up with $11,051.71. So woohoo, I did get about 50 more cents out of the deal. So hopefully that'll help you guys out. I did get a lot of questions about the calculator. That'll help you out using the calculators, and you could save yourself some money, go buy yourself an ice cream or something, and use it the free way, and that should get you through everything you need for your MML problems. If you are using a physical calculator, something like I have a Casio FX something, and you're having trouble with that, send me the make and model number. So I would say I have a Casio FX 300MS, and I can usually figure it out just by looking at a picture, usually, and I might be able to help you out that way. Happy math work, guys. Have a great end of the week.